Hey everyone, you might be looking at the top of the table and say, what the heck is this video going to be about today? But basically, I'll cut to the chase. In front of you, you see some things that are valuable that should probably be in a safe place. Like a safe, a high quality safe, where only you and the people who you want to have access to it can access it. Well, I was watching YouTube like I usually do, and a Brandon Herrera video popped up. It was a gun meme review. Evidently, I guess news broke yesterday that, let's put it this way: Liberty Safe is basically an enemy of the Second Amendment, liberty, freedom, and everything else I think a lot of us hold dear. So here's what happened. There was this guy, 34-year-old male, and the FBI raided his house. They showed security cameras from his house, and not one, not two, but 8 unmarked government SUVs go rolling into his property. I don't know how many agents, but you figure it's at least a couple per truck. They go in, raid his place, handcuff him, from what I understand, and they want to get into his gun safe. So I guess they asked him his combination, and he said no. Now, keep in mind they have a subpoena. So what they do is they notice that it's a Liberty safe. They call Liberty and say, hey, we want to get into this guy's safe, but we can't. We have a warrant to get in. Can you help us out? So Liberty Safe says, well, you have a warrant. Can you send us a copy? They send Liberty a copy of the warrant, and Liberty says, okay, here's the master code to get into his safe, and just lets them in. Now, the warrant was for the government to search this man's property. It compels him to allow them in. It does not compel Liberty. Liberty is not compelled to this. They just folded over and said, okay, here's the safe code. Now that's one thing. So right there they buckle. Right there they don't care about your gun rights. They support government taking your guns. The correct thing to do would be to say, oh, yeah, we don't have to help you with that. Do you have a warrant for us? And the answer would be no. And then, you know what? Let them produce a warrant. Let them go to a judge, make a case against you, and get a warrant to compel you to do it. Now, if there's a warrant that compels them, that's another story. There was no warrant. They just totally just buckled, bent over, and helped the government basically infringe on this man's rights. The other thing I find kind of funny is that they actually have access codes. I never knew that existed. I don't know if any of you do, but I never knew that safe companies had like master codes to get into safes. That just boggles my mind. I just figured they gave you a code, you had the code, and that was it. But they actually have these codes, and that's what they gave. And now Liberty's telling their customers, well, if you want to, you can fill out this form, and we'll expunge your code from our database, and the government won't have access to it if they ask us. We won't have it anymore. Now, do you trust Liberty Safe to actually get rid of the code? I don't. No, I do not. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, I'm pro-liberty and I'm pro-gun, but maybe this guy did some really bad stuff. Maybe he murdered 37 people and hurt kids and all kinds of stuff, right? No. Evidently, let's see, approximately 33 months ago, a little over 33 months ago, he went to Washington, D.C. on January 6th and attended a protest. Now, from what I hear, I don't think he really did anything. I think he just kind of was there. And 33 months later, they track him down, they get a warrant, they handcuff him, and they charged him with a single felony of, what was it, a civil... Oh my God, I forget what it was. Civil disorderly conduct, I believe. That's it. No insurrection charges, no charges of violence, no charges of breaking and entering. It seemed like he might have just been there. Maybe he was holding a sign. I don't know, but that's what it is. So 2.5 years later, they're shaking down all these people still. They have eight car motorcade going to his house. Okay, running through all his stuff, getting his save code from a company that's just too happy to play along with the government. It's really disgusting. I am happy that I do not own a Liberty safe, but lately I've been thinking about getting another safe, and I was doing some online shopping at some safe dealers, and there was actually a couple of Liberty safes that I really like because I think you get a lot for your money from Liberty Safe. After this, I don't want them. I'd rather go with another brand because you know what? You're paying decent money anyway. I'll just pay the decent money to another company that won't double cross their customers. This whole thing is terrible, and Liberty Safe has tried to kind of squash it and say, well, we help law enforcement when there's an issue, but this guy, they didn't have a warrant for the safe from Liberty. Liberty has absolutely no duty to protect. No, I should say, no duty to help the government access this man's stuff. Now, if they had gotten a warrant against Liberty, okay, that's a different story. But they didn't get a warrant against Liberty. And you know what? It is Liberty's job to protect his things. When people buy a safe from Liberty, their assumption is this is a tough safe. It can be trusted. It's going to protect my stuff. Well, guess what? The safe, the actual physical safe, did a wonderful job because the FBI couldn't get into it. Okay, they didn't even know how to get into it. But guess what? They contacted Liberty, and Liberty rolled right over. It makes me wonder if this has happened before. Who knows? We might never know. Anyway, I am going to put a link in the description to Brandon Herrera's video. It was a very good one. Actually, to be honest with you, it's far better than this video. Okay? I'm not delusional, I know. It's far better than this one, but if this is the first you're hearing about it, I'm glad I could inform you of this. Go see Brandon Herrera's. He did an excellent video. It has some humor thrown into it. And I don't know about you, but I am going to treat Liberty Safe the same way I treat Bud Light, if I ever drank Bud Light, which I don't, and I won't. Anyway, I'll talk to you later, guys. Have a good one.